Sheps Onkin Onke Oten Pathem Heru Neter Keter Sheps Onkin Onke Nuko Sermon Eruim Eter. Etapu, my beloveds. Azurite 22 coming to you, as always, to bring your intuition to the fore, to bring you more. And today we're going to be talking about the Sheps, the great ancestors, those who have come before us. There's so much to say about this card, but the baseline, the bottom line is those who came before us set the stage for all that we're experiencing in our lives, in our own lineages. And when we receive a Sheps, it could be letting us know, first and foremost, thank them, honor them, communicate with them, give them some food, their favorite foods, things that specific ancestors liked. So if there was a grandmother or a grandfather or aunt, uncle, whatever, and you know they liked pecan pie, put down some pecan pie for them. If they enjoyed tea with lemon, tea with milk, tea by itself, put that down for them. Whatever the food is, pickled pork knuckles, put it down. You get the point, right? A Sheps reading for a situation that has nothing to do with getting a message, receiving a message, communicating and acknowledging them could be there is a spiritual connection, an ancestral tie to the person that you're did the reading on. And that even if on the surface it looks like this, underneath that, beneath the human experience, there was something that tied you two together, and you need to discover what that is. Another iteration of a Sheps reading could be, what is the honorable thing to do? Because this is an honorable card. Integrity, respectfulness, the goodness of heart, the goodness for humanity. That is what Sheps also represents, because our ancestors represent a unified front, or they are trying to get us to have a unified front, because the family that stays together, right, loves together, grows together, builds together. That is how nations are born, through this little microcosm, which is the family, the ancestors. So on a greater level, what is your connection to your ancestors? Because if that connection is broken, how can you hope to achieve the things that you want to achieve in this life? The ancestor card coming up is constantly a call for you to pay attention to the honor and integrity of what your ancestors held at the highest degree, at the highest levels. So that is something for you to dig and understand. What were your people striving for? What was the overarching goal that they had? And are you even dealing with that thing? Because when a Sheps comes on the table, these things could be called into question depending upon what you asked. I'm trying to give an overview of the many ways a Sheps reading could come out and what it could be saying to you. The song that I sung at the beginning, that is a song for Sheps from the Kemetic, ancient Egyptian, I guess, Pantheon, and specifically to a group called Ausarian Society, where these cards came from, where they focused on the Kemetic way of life, Egyptian way of life. And that was a society that really focused on a few of the Egyptian gods, goddesses, deities. So Sheps, if you see, that is the crook. That crook there is obedience to remind us of how we could, let's not say should, how we could function. It really should be should. We should function with understanding of what we should be following, the truth of the situation as it relates to where we come from. Even if you don't go all the way back, go back a couple of generations. Ask your mom, ask your grandparents, ask your great-grandparents or great aunts and uncles. What was the family all about? See if you can find a common thread. Because maybe your family was into construction. Maybe your family was always, their own entrepreneurs, business owners. Maybe your family, who knows? Maybe your families are all doctors or in the medical industry or healthcare industry or serving. You understand? If that is a thread in the family, could that be something that you also have that maybe you've been ignoring because you're like, that's not really my thing. That doesn't apply to me. Maybe not in the exact way that they did it. Maybe you can find a new area of it, because the world has expanded and there are so many other areas within all industries and sectors. Maybe take another look and see if there's a place for you in that industry that has come about in the last 20, 30 years. These are the things a Sheps reading could be talking about. You have to do a little research because it's history. That's another thing. Look at the history of the lineage that you come from, whether it be the specific country, whether it be the specific heritage, whatever the little piece that you're looking at, whichever aspect of your heredity you're looking at, go back on that track. Because we as humans, as individuals, have so many different legacies. There are so many different aspects of us, right? Our DNA can be interspersed through many things, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20 different areas. Maybe it's time to look up your DNA. Maybe it's time to research and see who your family are. A Sheps card could be asking you to discover your heritage. With a Sheps card, depending upon the reading that you asked, you have to use this video, use the information, and then sit down and speak with your Eggun, speak with your ancestors to get a fuller understanding. Because that's the last thought that I'm going to leave you with. When you get a Sheps reading, I can't tell you what to do. They tell you. And the only way they can tell you is by you sitting down putting on some white, giving yourself a good cleaning, a nice bath. Do a spiritual bath so that you come clean, and then you speak with them. Because that is when you are getting it direct, straight, no chaser, directly from Eggun. Speaking with them. Put up a white candle, put up some incense, sage, whatever you feel called to do is the right thing. And sit quiet and ask them. If you want to say some prayers ahead of time, say some prayers. And then ask them to come and speak with you. If they don't want to speak, ask them to show you pictures. Use all of your senses for them to communicate with you. And that is how you begin developing that relationship, that one-to-one communication. Let them know that you are done running, that you are ready to speak and form a relationship and introduce yourself to them. Let them know what it is you're doing in your life, So that is it. That is the short video, because Sheps is all about your connection. So I'm just giving you an opening for you to go through that door and find out more. Talk to you later. Love you all. Light and progress to everyone who is watching this channel. May your ancestors always bless you and guide your steps. Bye-bye.